It's possible that, if you're down in the slums or you're at a stopping point where, you can't make that next rank or you don't know what to do, there's always a way. There's always something out there. Somebody is helping you. You're just not seeing it.
Produced by Podcast Architects.
You're listening to the Lead On podcast, where we discuss experiences in the armed forces while exploring lessons from military leaders.
David Dearie here with the Enlisted Leadership Foundation, my Lead On podcast, Lessons from Military Leaders, out here for CPO Pride Day. This is our 19th annual, and as I was walking around, just meeting the different chiefs and chief selectees, I met this young man to my left, Chief Select Panfilo Bascar. Chief Select Panfilo, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So as I was talking to the Chief Select here is a hull technician, an HT. We used to call him well, it doesn't matter what we used to call him back in my days. But what's intriguing to me and why I asked Panfilo to sit down next to me is he's actually a chief. He's a chief because he was one of the 17 Sailors of the Year this year. And in the Navy now, if you're get selected as the Sailor of the Year, in his case, for Commander Naval Installations Command, which I was part of as the Region Master Chief for Region Southwest. So he's just going through the season, and when he puts on his anchors next week, he's already getting paid. So, I wanted to ask you there, Chief.
Yes, sounds good.
Doesn't it, though?
It has good ring to it.
So how many years have you been wearing the cloth of our nation?
So I've been in the Navy for 19 years.
19 years.
Since 2004.
So in your time going through the Sailor of the Year competitions, were you one of the junior people? Like junior meaning the youngest in the Navy?
I was not the youngest.
No. Well, in fact, were you the oldest at the 19-year mark?
I was the oldest out of all the competitions leading up to CNIC. I was always the oldest in the group.
And how long? When did you make first class? When did you make E6?
I made E6 2019.
So you spent a lot of time as an E5.
I did. Yes.
So how did you not get discouraged? You're not alone. There's people out there that are maybe stuck at a certain pay grade. What is it that kept you from being discouraged?
I always looked at it as it didn't matter. It was never about me. It was always about my sailors and my leadership. My leadership would always task me with something, and it was always done at 100%. It didn't matter if I didn't pick up rank. I cared for everyone else but myself as an E5. And granted, a lot of things happened my way, but through the lens, I could not see it as an E5. I was blinded by, just going to work and just work, and that's all I did. But I didn't realize all the things that was being provided to me by my leadership. When I'm talking about evals, when I'm talking about collaterals, all these things that help you nourish your leadership. My mentality wasn't what it is today.
Yeah, that's incredible. And you gave a great definition of servant leadership, right? People say, I'm a servant leader. What does that mean? Well, it's looking out and making sure your other people have what they need, and oftentimes seeing them get ahead and not taking care of yourself.
Right.
But yet you make E5 and then real quick, you make E6.
Yeah.
And then a few years later, you pick up, not only just pick up Chief, you pick up the Sailor of the Year. I mean, there's people may not realize just the hundreds, if not thousands, that compete to get to where you're at to be selected as the CNIC Sailor of the Year.
Yeah, it's definitely very humbling.
Yeah.
As each process happened and my name was being called, it was a humbling experience, and I was honored, from where I came from and where I was heading. My story should be to every sailor that it's possible. It's possible that, if you're down in the slums or you're at a stopping point where, you can't make that next rank or you don't know what to do, there's always a way. There's always something out there. Somebody is helping you. You're just not seeing it.
So 2 questions. First one, if some E6s, some first classes listen to this that didn't make Chief this year,
Yeah.
what can you tell them So, two-part question. What can you tell them to do? And then next year, if they make chief or whenever the time, if they do make chief, what about the season did you take away to be a successful selectee?
So for the first part to the question is for the E6s that did not pick up this year. Don't be discouraged. Do not give up. I never gave up. Even when my name wasn't on the list, I strived. I found the next thing to do, and I went for it. And last year when my name wasn't on the list, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be the Sailor of the Year. I'm going to do it. And I aligned myself by doing everything, by helping junior sailors, by doing and taking over programs and making something of the programs, making everything better than what it already was. If you continue with that in your style of leadership, a lot of great things happen. And I never seen that as a junior sailor. And the second part to that question, now that I'm in season and for the E6 is that once the season comes upon them, listen through your vision, listen with your ears, because a lot of the answers are around you. You just got to be willing to accept it and learn from it and see every value, whether you think it's right or wrong. There's a value behind it all, and you can implement that in your leadership however you want to and become that much better of a leader.
Yeah, there's lessons in all that we do, right?
There is.
And even a bad leader, you're going to learn something from.
That is correct, 100%.
When we teach our leadership programs, oftentimes we'll say you can learn more from a bad leader than a good leader.
Yes.
So in your 19 years of experience, is there a leadership nugget that you can share with me? Because I'm always trying to be a better leader myself.
The leadership nugget I'd be is to, have flexibility in your style. When I say flexibility is, your way is not always the right way. And if you are set in one mindset, I'm sorry to say, but that could be a reason why you're stuck. So self-awareness, understanding that, there's a million ways to do things, a million ways to, achieve the mission. There's more than one way. And if you get out of that mindset and have some self-awareness and bring it to light, don't ever hold it in. Don't ever, leave it to the side, because if you bring it to light, you're gonna course correct and you're gonna shift your rudder and you'll head in the right direction.
You're gonna make senior chief and master chief.
I hope so one day.
And I'll tell you what, that flexibility, because I wasn't always the most flexible leader. And I had to learn that myself. And I see that sometimes we get promoted based on what we did. And then we fail to be flexible, thinking,
correct.
Why would I change? You promoted me because of how I am.
Yes, that
right?
is correct.
And it's so important. So thank you for that. That's something I could take to heart, literally, because I've probably changed more as a leader since I've retired from the Navy than when I served, because of getting to serve so many like yourself. So, brother, congratulations. It's great to have you in the mess.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And good luck with the final week.
Thank you very much. We're looking forward to it. Can't wait.
Listen, David Dearie, the Enlisted Leadership Foundation, Lead On, Lessons from Military Leaders. Please like us. Please share the podcast with others, and go down and do great things.
Ooh, yeah.
Produced by Podcast Architects.